In this video, we're going to cover a 12-minute follow-along squat routine. You can use this routine as part of a warm-up, cool-down, or on your non-climbing days to improve your deep squat mobility. These variations will allow you to improve your general range of motion, balance, and leg strength. And it will prepare your body for the positions you will find yourself in when climbing. We will perform every variation for 1 minute and 30 seconds, try to complete 1 minute at least, and rest for the next 30 seconds if necessary. You don't need any material, you just need an open floor, so let's get started. For our first variation, you are going to drop down in a deep squat and try to bring your heels in contact with the floor. Start the exercise by lifting one heel off the floor and shift your weight over that foot. From here, internally rotate your hip and bring your knee in contact with your shin bone. Rotate it back outwards and try to open the hip as wide as possible while you maintain length in the spine. Drop back down slowly and controlled and repeat the motion. This is a great one to get warmed up and will learn you to keep your pelvis close to your heel. Interesting for if you want to perform efficient rockovers, perches and frog sits on the wall. If you want, you can continue for 30 more seconds. If the pattern would be too intense, you can always stand up and shake out your legs. Let the blood rush through your body again, and don't forget to breathe. Once your 1 minute and 30 seconds have passed, you can get back to your deep squat. For our second variation, we're going to relieve some tension from the legs and shift it more towards the hands. Place your hands somewhere around you with the palms facing downwards and follow it up by moving the other hand. Feel free to explore different hand positions and keep the feet approximately in the same place. Start by researching the areas close by and progress by increasing the rotation in the wrist and the distance between the hands. What you might notice is that you are not only moving the arms and legs, but that our spine is also forced to move in many ranges of motion, something that is an often overlooked element when training for climbing. If you want to further explore some ranges of motion, you can always check my movement warm-up guide in the description. Once you found an area that might feel a little uncomfortable, make sure to gently get back to that area. Aim for a strain, not for pain. Once your 1 minute and 30 seconds have passed, we will get back to our previous variation and add another element. Start again from your first variation, where you lift the heel and internally rotate the hip. From here, you're going to gently drop down the heel to an assisted pistol squat. Reverse the motion and repeat on the other side. If the support of the full hand would be too easy, you can try to only use your fingertip to support this position. If this goes well, you can go for the full no hands pistol squat. If the exercise would get too hard again, you can always regress back to a hand supported variation. Or if this would be too hard, you can get back to our first variation. The next one will build further on the hand placement variation. This time we will also try to keep our shoulder above our hand. Always try to push the ground away and avoid hanging in the shoulder. Again, look for different combinations and increase the distance between your hand and feet to make it more difficult. For our fifth variation, we will build further on our pistol squat variation. Perform the same steps as before, but this time you will also lower the hip towards the ground. Again, you can choose if you use the hand support, just as in the previous variations. Gently lower the hip and extend the free leg. If you feel comfortable with this variation, you can choose to work hands-free. This is a great exercise to condition this deep ankle, knee and hip flexion and will allow you to learn how to generate strength in this deep range of motion. Repeat it again, alternating on both sides, and regress back to the previous variation if this would be too hard. For our final wrist variation, we will shift from supporting ourselves on the palm of the hand towards the back of the hand. This will not only help us improve the general range of motion in our wrists and forearms, but also allow us to have a better wrist position when mantling, holding a sloper, or using a meat hook. Just as in the wrist exploration exercise, you will place the hands around you and try to discover areas of tightness. Again, aim for restraint, not for pain. Try to create some interesting combinations by crossing the hands, placing them in behind or through the legs. Again, maintain your base and shift more weight towards the legs if this would be too intense. As a second to last variation, we will perform a deep squat rockover. Start from your first variation where you rotate the hip inwards, but now you will shift the weight onto your other leg. You can start by using a hand support to get accustomed to this range, but with time you want to go towards a hand-free scenario. Try to make the movement as controlled and fluid as possible. And for our final variation, we will build upon the previous pattern and integrate even more hip extension. Start with the heel lift again, but before you rotate the knee inwards, try to elongate the other leg. Rotate the knee inwards and use the hand to support you through the range. Repeat this on the other side and really try to fully bring your weight over the foot. If this works well, you can try to reduce the hand support again and work hands free. Repeat it for 1 minute or 1 minute and 30 seconds, and once your time is up, your deep squat routine is finished. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments what other movement and climbing related topics you would like me to cover.